I'm Silven.
I'm Kaleb.
And I'm
Y'all are so terrible. How did you mess that up?
I didn't mess anything up.
Yes, you did.
Okay, no, you can do the married couple thing later.
We have a special guest here. Her name is Lauren.
Hi.
Her blog is
Yeah, do it.
her blog is spn-rants, as you can probably see. It may be a little hazy because the image is like really small because it's the only thing that would fit on my screen. So I will tell you that there is an underscore between spn and rants.
Yes.
I'll be posting links after the show, so don't worry.
Technically, it's a dash.
Oh, it's a dash?
Yeah. It's not an
Never
underscore.
mind. It's a
I
dash,
thought
not
it was
an underscore.
too at first. That's why I couldn't find her blog.
Oh.
But
Okay.
there'll be links after the show. Don't worry.
Sadly enough, unlike
Yes.
today, unlike last week, we don't have mountains of things to talk about with the fandom-related news.
We
So
have some stuff. But
we
not
have-
like
Yeah, we have some
an
stuff.
hour and a half worth.
So how has everyone's week been?
Awesome. Mentally preparing for Gishwas, trying to get money and stuff.
Oh, yes.
I had
I'm gonna sit in a non-Gishwiz corner doing my non-Gishwiz thing.
Yeah, that's until Gishwas starts and we make you do Gishwas things. Don't think that I'm not gonna slave drive you into, I don't know, filling your bathtub with borscht.
Oh my god, guys, the
Oh my
chat
gosh.
is totally dead. What the heck? Oh my gosh.
Giveaway.
Well, people are. Did Mapal announce that we're live yet?
Oh my god! Oh, I was about to say, does anyone even know that we're live? I should
Yes,
probably.
people has announced it.
In
Okay.
case, if
Okay, yeah, the chat is moving now.
if
At
we
least for me.
seem, if I seem a little scatterbrained, it's because I had to start back school this year, and the minute I got in, I found out they completely messed up my schedule. So I've been really stressed for the past like 3 days. And I also have to host a show today. So as you guys can probably tell, I am just like
He's an
I'm.
emotional wreck.
I am glad. I am just.
In
I
the last
am.
case
That's
of
what I
emotion.
am. I am.
Are you in
am.
the last case of emotion?
Yes.
Profound Radio meet Shannon's cousin Nikki.
Yeah.
Oh, can they hear her?
Probably.
Yes, they can.
Oh,
Yeah.
Jesus. Okay,
Hello.
she can hear us, but
Okay.
she can hear. You guys can hear her, but she can't hear y'all because I have the headphones in. Because if I didn't, then you guys would echo. Okay, we've got to actually get the ball going.
Yeah.
Yep.
There's a ball.
Sorry, guys.
the ball.
As I said, I'm scatterbrained today. So, we have a few little tidbits of fandom news, and if you guys have any fandom news you would like to tell us that you have heard, please send it to us on the chat or through an ask or fan mail on Tumblr.
Send us asks throughout the show anyway, because we like to
Yeah.
talk about.
Because we like your asks. We
Yeah,
like your asks in our ask box.
it's not the only thing we like in our ask box.
Oh God. Let's move on.
I also like otters and kittens in the ask box if you
And
wish to
ducks.
send them. And ducks, don't forget the ducks.
Ducks!
Okay,
Don't forget
so...
about monkeys.
Fandom news today, this week. Ooh, Pat Woods. I am going to get to that. Oh my god. I had a freaking flip out
What?
over... 'cause Pat Woods
Okay. I know what it's about.
First, we're going
Now I
to
gotta
talk
find it.
about something that is from a blog post from someone named sunnysideeggers.tumblr.com. While they were they were giving us descriptions while they were visiting the set, and this is what they said exactly. In terms of filming, all we saw were Dean and Cass in the laundromat. There was no sign of Sam, and Cass kept opening the door, walking in at least 3 times. We heard there was going to be an exterior shot of someone walking down the street. That was about it. So, no real spoilers other than laundromat. Cass with the trench coat and Dean.
Yeah. Guys, can I just say, remember when both Jensen and Misha joked about Dean and Cass getting some action and then Jensen said, haha, in a laundromat? Like, I literally thought it was going to be this. Again, I'm sorry, but everyone flipped their shit and just guys. Like,
Yeah.
seriously. They did not mean doing the sex in a laundromat. It was some sort of Destiel joke that we will get after we actually see the episode.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh! What if
But
no, wait, hold on. What if by action they mean that Castiel's going into the laundromat and he has no idea like what to do, so he's in there and he starts fiddling with people's like delicates? What if that's his action?
Well, whatever it is, I'm sure it's gonna be adorable. So.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's what this.
I'm really
that's-
excited for it.
That's one of the things that I'm really kind of excited about. I'm really excited about seeing Dean teaching Cass how to do all these things. Because, like, I have faith that Cass might know how to do some stuff, but then there's some stuff that he's just like, how to, what, this, where do it go?
What is this?
That's
What
great.
do? I have no idea.
Yeah.
To
I'll
Lauren,
give you- Yeah.
to Lauren, Tom in the chat. I thought they were gonna take a while to meet each other too, but apparently not. But I guess Cass is gonna leave for a bit after he meets up with them. Is that how
Like
it's
that's
gonna work?
anything new.
Yeah.
Then it-
Cass
oh,
appears and Cass is gone.
wait, do they
Here's-
film all the episodes, like, back to back, or do they do certain episodes at different times? Because we have no idea how long they're actually going to stay apart from each other in show. Like, one episode could take place, like, 2 or 3 weeks after after another episode.
I'm sorry, Tomb, not Tom.
Tomb.
Yeah, I think we actually don't know yet, and I'm also pretty sure that they don't necessarily film stuff in order, so we don't actually. But they did mention like a laundry scene in either the first or second episode, so it is in one of the first episodes for sure.
Hold on a second, guys. Michelle tweeted someone else who told her that she was with other people and Jensen wasn't actually spotted there. And they think that the fan who originally reported Jensen being there was mistaken.
Okay.
Oh.
So that might explain why this is happening so early.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So it's sad, but if that's how it is, and that's how it is.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm
least
still
we get to see
excited.
Cass in the first
Yeah.
episode, right?
I'm
Yeah.
also still excited. I'm sure it's gonna be something really awesome.
Cass fiddling around the laundromat.
And if
Great.
people are saying that now I feel like now I want to say something else. Because now people are going, I'm not saying you guys are going to, but maybe people later who watch this, they might start trying to jump to conclusions. Well, now what do they mean about Cass getting action in the laundromat? For all we know, it could be
That
Cass
could be
going.
also a double entendre.
It could be Cass going into the laundromat and then getting hit on by like a really, really old lady. Sort of like,
You're so lovely here.
would you fold my delicates?
No.
God.
Oh my god.
So
I can't even
That's-
follow that up.
So that's probably that probably could be something, or I honestly don't know. Well, there's a lot of things going around, floating around within all of the Tumblr-ness. I'm sorry, guys. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, Tumblr kind of exploded last night with
Uh-huh.
talk of this, and I was just kind of like, it's speculation. I'm not even going to touch this. People just chill out. It'll come,
Mhm.
and then we'll know. All we know
Yeah.
for sure is that Cass there with the laundromat because there were pictures.
And
According,
apparently there might be some like blood staining on his collar. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was. There's a lot of pictures of that.
Action.
Yeah. There was totally a lot of blood stains on Misha's neck and on the collar of his shirt, so that's for sure.
to anyone who hasn't been on Tumblr in a while, I've been trying to avoid it myself, so that's probably why I seem kind of in the dark about some of this stuff, because I heard it because I talked to a friend of mine on there, and she's been telling me that it's kind of gotten a little bit wanky, and I like to stay away from the wankiness.
Uh-huh.
So, Nikki, go let Ben out.
Okay.
But
Apparently
yeah.
Molly sent us something, so we'll check that out in
Yeah.
a minute.
Oh, cool. Someone sent us something?
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
We have some episode titles revealed and a brief and a little hint on what they're about.
Yep.
We have episode 1 of season 9, and it's going to be called I Think I'm Gonna Like It Here. And this episode is going to feature the 2 new angels, Ezekiel and Hale, or Hael.
I
Hael,
think it's
probably.
Hael. Yeah.
That sounds better.
And probably the laundromat.
Although, guys, I'm not sure because as someone mentioned in the chat, they did film 901 right after 823.
Mm-hmm.
So I would think the laundromat could maybe be like in, I don't know, 902, 903.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's somewhere in the beginning anyway.
Uh-huh. And episode 2 will be called Devil May Care. And it's going to be Sam and Dean returning to the bunker with Crowley and Kevin, and more hunters introduce Tracy and Irv.
Irv?
Irv.
What kind of a name is Irv? I feel like it's
because it's short for Irving.
Yeah, I feel like it's
Yeah,
an
it
incomplete.
is.
I feel like it's an incomplete name. Like I wouldn't want to just call someone Irv because I feel like I'd want to finish it off. Like I'd be like, "Hey, Irving." I couldn't.
Wait, hold on. I'm a little confused about this. How is Crowley in the bunker exactly?
How Crowley is in the bunker? Well, Sam and Dean dragged him there and put him in the cellar / torture chamber / I don't know. Yeah, sex torture dungeon.
So monsters can come in if they're invited, like True Blood?
I have no idea, but they dragged him into there and they put him on a chair there and they tied him down and they left him alone, like a kid taking a timeout. In
he's not-
in the
he's not
sex torture
human
dungeon. No, he's not.
That's how he can get into the bunker.
Well, that is one thing. The place I always thought the place was supposed to be like sort of protected.
Yeah, like I thought there was like these
Yeah.
sigils everywhere, like specialness happening.
Yeah, so the only way
Yeah.
to really get in is if he's not a demon anymore.
Well, no, I don't think that's that. I don't think it's that. I
No,
think things
they
that
said-
are. Wait,
They
what?
didn't say Crowley was human. He is still a demon. I'm not sure
Okay.
how exactly they got him in there, but both of these things happen. He's not human, and they got him into there.
But like we said last week, he will be struggling with what he experienced, though.
Yeah.
So we have no idea.
Yeah,
He
that-
might not be entirely demonic anymore, but he might also not be entirely human. I still think he's going to
Yeah.
be an evil dick, but I don't know.
He's
for
definitely not human. That's been talked about explicitly, and it's been basically said that the experience is gonna affect him profoundly more than he wants it to affect him, but he is still a demon.
Okay.
Okay, and then we have episode 3, I'm No Angel. A new angel introduced Bartholomew, a bureaucrat angel sent to organize the angels.
I don't think
Ooh, that's
Naomi would like
exciting.
him very much.
I always
Almost-
love new angels.
His name
Does
is
that mean he's not human?
Bartholomew. His name is Bartholomew. That's an interesting name. I had a
I
cat.
think-
I had a stray cat once named Bartholomew.
I think he's probably going to be the leader that's going to like hunt down Cass, and they're going to be the angels that are going to cause the most trouble.
Yeah, possibly. And I mean, they do need organization. I think they need a new organizational structure on Earth now because it's not like they can all click their heels and say they're no place like home and go back to heaven. So
I'm still banking on the fact that he'll try to get these angels to follow him, and he'll try to organize them, but they're still going to be like angels with their own factions that sort of like go off to different places. Like you could have one going down the yellow brick road, and you can have one going down some other way.
yeah,
It's just, it really all depends. Like, if we were, I don't know. I'm really hoping that we're going to have angels that are on the human side, but I'm not entirely sure, because if they're all going to be hating on Cass right now, I doubt any of them are going to want to be on the side with the Winchesters either.
Just like what Michelle explained, one of the San Diego Comic-Con spoilers indicated that Metatron was going to selectively allow certain angels to return, and maybe Bartholomew was one of them. So
Okay.
I think that's...
Honestly, that kind of bothers me a little bit, because I feel like Metatron did this whole thing about sending angels, like, casting all of the angels out of heaven because they didn't deserve to be there anymore, and now he's just like, oh, sorry, made a mistake. You can come back, and you can come back. I feel like, Metatron, get your shit together, come on. So I feel really kind of weird about that.
Well, I mean, he is like a crazy old cat lady thing. So, I mean, I don't really think he's going to have all his ducks in a row.
Well, yeah, I know, but I feel like they spent the entire episode sort of building up to the fact that Metatron was this big mastermind who was going to cast all of the angels out of heaven and then be all like, I have casted you all out, and then, like, now that he's going to start letting them come back. How is that teaching them a lesson?
I think maybe Bartholomew was, like, a loyalist to him, or maybe he saw that Bartholomew was, like sort of from the rest. Or maybe Bartholomew is just an angel that was cast out of heaven. He's like just taking it upon himself to like organize the angels.
I don't know. I feel like they're going to need to have a really good explanation as to why Metatron is doing this. Because if they don't, then I'm just going to be sort of iffy about the plot. I'm going to be like, why? That's something that I'm going to question. And when it comes to an angel like Bartholomew, if he's as bureaucratic as he said, I don't think that Metatron is going to let loyalists to him in. I think he's going to let loyalists to, like, just angelic purpose in general in.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, here's an interesting idea. I wonder if he's related to Naomi at all, because remember what Crowley said to her? He called her a bureaucrat, and she got all really mad at him. And then she's like, don't you call me a bureaucrat, blah, 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 blah. And now this guy's specifically being called a bureaucrat, or he's very bureaucratic.
Technically, they're all related, Lauren.
Well,
maybe he's like... You know how everyone's speculating that her and Crowley had a thing? Maybe Bartholomew was what she chose over Crowley.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Bartholomew is the result of the thing they had.
Oh no.
I really do want to see that. Like, it makes me sad because I'm pretty sure that Naomi's dead, and I really wish that she could have came back and maybe had some sort of redemption.
Mm-hmm.
But even though I feel like she really doesn't deserve it. What'd you say?
What is it even called if an angel and a demon have a thing? A devilim?
That actually sounds kind of pretty.
It's a devil.
A devil.
Devilim.
Okay. Episode 4 will be called Slumber Party, and Charlie returns.
Yes.
I feel like they're bringing her in for all the comic relief episodes.
Hair.
Yes.
It'll be great. And
the new huntress Dorothy can help braid Sam's hair too.
Yeah.
So you can bring your little dog Toto along.
The Men of Letters backstory will be explained by flashbacks, and Haggerty, who is probably one of the first Men of Letters to inhabit the hideout.
I feel kind of like, I guess it's just because I've been in such a crappy mood all week, but I kind of feel annoyed that they're only bringing back Charlie for the comic relief episodes. Even though, like, the last episode she was in stopped being comic relief halfway through.
I think this is just going to be where she comes in. I don't feel like this is going to be a comedic episode.
Firstly, I don't think it's necessarily going to be a comedic episode, and secondly, remember they said they had huge plans for her?
Yeah.
Come on. Huge plans and comic relief kind of don't mix.
What if
also, huge plans... She's appearing in the same episode that the Men of Letters is going to be explained in.
Yeah.
Is she ever going to be in a new episode with that new female hunter that we've seen? What's her name?
Dorothy?
Tracy?
Oh, that's Tracy.
Well, we don't know yet. Maybe. Who knows?
Because I was just saying, maybe they're bringing in this new female hunter to be a love interest for Charlie. Even though I totally ship Charlie and Gilda for life.
I totally ship them too, but I would, if they do it right, I would love Charlie to get a love interest. If even if she gets a love interest, she keeps developing as a character. That would be just A+. Like, honestly.
I I agree a lot with Pat Woods. I feel like this season they're going to prep her for the spinoff, and then she's going to get a major part in the spinoff. Because I know Felicia Day said that she's really busy. What if they have Geek and
Sundry do the spinoff?
Oh my god!
I know that they I know that everyone says that Felicia Day is really busy, but I really don't think that she would necessarily give up the chance to be a star in a show that's a spinoff of a really intensely popular show like Supernatural. And I feel like she would really fit in the urban sort of setting.
Yeah.
And I feel like if she gets her own spinoff. Oh wait, hold on. Ellen doesn't know what the spinoff is. Can I explain the spinoff to Ellen real quick?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, Ellen. There is going to be a spin-off that's going to be centered around, I think, a hunter character that is going to be released in episode 20 of season 9. This spin-off is going to take place in Chicago, and it's going to deal with the how monsters and hunters interact in the urban area. Yeah. I think that Charlie is going to be one of the main characters of the spinoff because, honestly, an urban area really fits her sort of personality, you know?
Or maybe even just, like, pop in the spinoff once in a while.
Yeah, because they did say that Jared and Jensen will pop in. I mean, Sam and Dean, obviously, will pop in this spinoff once in a while. So, like, it's not gonna be like an unrelated spinoff. I feel that it's gonna be more like, think Torchwood, like really obviously the same universe.
And I feel like I'm really grateful for that, because I feel like with something that's as big as this spinoff actually is for the show, it'll be in an urban setting, so it could attract a new audience who really wasn't into Supernatural, sort of on the road, basically perpetual monster hunting road trip sort of thing. It can really attract that new audience, and I feel like the interactions between I feel like it's going to be really cool because we're going to get to see interactions between monsters and hunters in a city where you actually have to really, really keep everything really kept a secret. Like, even monsters have to keep themselves a secret because they know if they get found out, humans are going to do this big thing. It's going to be really, really interesting, and I'm really, really excited.
Is it supposed to be a TV show?
It is supposed to be a TV show.
It's going to be for TV? Okay.
It's slated for TV, and it's going to be on the CW.
Okay.
Yeah. I am super stoked because basically it'll be contributing to the same canon, and we'll get to know more about Supernatural and the Supernatural universe through that show, and that's just so cool.
I could definitely see, if they decide to induct Charlie into the Men of Letters this year, I could definitely see her going off with this new hunter to help them do their thing, while Sam and Dean do their thing with the bunker and traveling everywhere. Because I feel like Charlie has that thing where she wants to have a place where she can actually call her home, and I feel like she'll be able to do that in a big city, where she'll still be able to help and do all the stuff. So I'm really kind of excited about the spinoff. Like, I'm intensely just
yes, same.
And also, I will say this: it also opens up the fact that we can bring in characters from the past that really cannot be in this, that cannot be in the show anymore. Like, it makes me really excited. I feel like I'm talking a whole lot during this episode, so I'm going to stop. I'm going to stop.
I'm dubious about saying that Felicia Day might be a main character just because she does run Geek and Sundry on YouTube and she puts like her heart and soul into that. So I mean, it's even hard to get her for like the 3 episodes that she got in season 8, which was awesome. But I mean, if she's like committing to a bigger role in Supernatural, because if they say, oh, we have big plans for her, obviously Felicia Day would be notified, hey, we have big plans for your character, so you might want to, set aside a date for that. But I don't know if she'd have enough time to produce an entire web series and do Supernatural episodes and do a potential spinoff. That's a lot.
That's true. Well, maybe. Well, she might not.
Well, which is why I am on sort of the maybe she'll pop in and out sort of fence.
Yeah.
And Sokuter, or however you pronounce your name, I'm sorry, I can't read. Sakater, I can't say it.
Just read the comment.
Shut up, Caleb. I think that she'd be happy with Sam and Dean, but the point is that Sam and Dean don't stay in one place all the time. They actually have to go, and they have to go into, they have to go stay in hotel rooms. They have to do all that sort of thing. I really feel like, I don't know, I feel like she'd probably want to be in a place where she can stay and do things right there.
She is the queen of Moondor. She doesn't stay in motels.
Yeah.
But I have no idea. But then again, everything that we're saying is conjecture. We actually have no idea what's going to happen. Yeah. And to Molly, do you think it will be like Torchwood, Short and Amazing, or like NCIS, longer than the original and even a little better? I am hoping that it will be... I'm hoping that it will be sort of like the Torchwood, except like by the time it gets to the 4th season, you don't bring in people from an entirely different writing pool and completely fuck up the canon of the show. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying that I hated Miracle Day or anything, but I totally did. Sorry. What? Anyways. Away from my rantings, speaking of Doctor Who, now I'm going to tell you all about the...
But I'm not done yet.
Am I supposed to care about that, Caleb?
In episode 9, you don't know the title, but Jodie Mills is returning.
Ah! Jodie!
She's not dead!
Yeah.
And I would like to point out something real quickly. Look at all of these females.
Yes. I am very excited.
Let's cross our fingers that nobody dies.
That's people are going to die.
But like statistically, someone should stay alive.
Yes.
No one dying.
Irv. You don't care about Irv. Can it be Irv?
I don't even know. I still hate his name. I'm not going to be able to take him seriously. If any of you are named Irv, I am really sorry if I've offended you, but your name is pretty strange. I'm just kidding. I'm so sorry. Is there really a nerd out there?
Just get to your Misha news.
Okay, so a lot of you were asking about the tweet, Misha's latest tweet, which you probably already went to his Twitter and saw. But basically, there's going to be some big news tomorrow revolving around the 12th Doctor and Misha Collins and Doctor Who. I have decided that Misha's tweet is obviously talking about Doctor Who, because I mean, how many shows talk about a blue box in the UK? It's basically, he said, on an unrelated note, there's going to be some big news tomorrow about the UK and blue box. I am completely paraphrasing that. I have no idea. I didn't say that word for word. It was not verbatim, but yeah. And to Pat Woods, I feel like he might be if he is trolling, then he's really going to piss a lot of people off. So I really think that there probably is going to be something big revolving around him and Doctor Who, but I really don't think it's going to be as big as everyone is making it out to be.
Yeah.
Oh, and I'm going to call you So. It is a blue police. It's a blue police box, but a blue police box was basically a phone box.
Yeah.
So they are announcing the 12th Doctor tomorrow, and to everyone who thinks that Misha Collins is the 12th Doctor, no.
Oh, guys, no.
I am sorry, but I really do not think they would cast Misha Collins as the 12th Doctor. Not because I don't think he's talented, and not because I don't think that he wouldn't be really good at it. It's just I feel like they'd probably stick to the tradition of casting British people as the Doctor.
Firstly, yes, and secondly, guys, he's involved in a major TV series. He has a scavenger hunt, a charity, and 2 small children. I don't think that. You know.
And so I feel like... Shut up, Nikki. So I feel like...
Just saying.
So I feel like he's probably going to either be a guest star in an episode, or he might be one of the new cool side characters that are going to be introduced that's going to die horribly.
Oh, I also have something to say about Misha that has nothing to do with this.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Whose line is it anyway? He's going to guest star on that.
He's what?
Be on Whose Line Is It Anyway?
Yeah.
Whose line is it anyway, Nikki? He's gonna be on! Oh my god!
tweets. I think the girl who does the who does the hosting, she actually said on one of her tweets that she wanted to have, I think, Jared or Jensen next year, but I think she said she had this year or next season. But yeah,
is everyone else like sort of like blown away about how mainstream they're getting now?
Yeah.
I'm so excited!
So
Hey, calm down there, Joe.
I really love that show, and Misha is one of the funniest people I know, and he's gonna be on there with Ryan and Colin and Wayne. I'm just gonna be like, oh my god. Sorry.
You had the longest fangasm there, you know that, right?
I popped that screen.
Anybody can hear, but my boyfriend Matt just walked in, so.
Hi, Matt.
They said
hello, boyfriend Matt.
So.
How are you doing, Matt?
Can I
next bit of news? You can.
Yes, I'm super excited because Misha talked a little, Misha gave an interview to the Black Lot, and he talked a little about Gushwiz and about Random Acts, and he talked a little about STL. It's nothing too big and nothing too exciting, but, basically the quote goes like this. It's kind of amazing. It's something that I'm fascinated by. I don't understand it, but I'm fascinated by it. I guess from what I understand, that shipping occurs there. There are people writing fanfiction there about my character and another character on the show having this homoerotic dalliance. Some of the authors are straight men. Now, this is the usual thing, the usual spiel pretty much Misha gives us about STL, and I have no idea how serious he is about any of it, but I really like that last remark, that some of the authors are straight men. It could totally not mean anything, because we know that we never know how serious Misha Collins is about what he's saying, but if this is Misha speak for, I am aware that people don't just only get off on it, because, straight men don't get off on gay sex too much, as far as I know. I mean, I'm no straight man, but, I guess that. Then that's just a really nice little thing. I really enjoyed that. Mm-hmm. And I know about y'all, but it's nice.
I feel like Misha is always really respectful when it comes to this sort of thing, and that's one of the reasons why I love him so much.
Well, for someone like Misha, he really genuinely does care about his fans a lot. So, and I feel like he knows that a vast majority of his fans ship this and want it to actually happen. So whenever he talks about it, he's not going to be a dick about it. He's a decent human being. It's just, and that's one of the main things I like about him. He trolls us all the time, but he trolls us with love.
Yeah, he trolls us lovingly.
It's never anything harmful when he trolls us. It's just like, it keeps us on our toes.
Yeah.
Keeps me on my dick.
Shh.
What?
I'm sorry.
Right.
I don't know where that came from.
You're an odd person. But
I'm just going to shut up for the rest of the podcast
now. Okay. Love Your Crew Week will be continuing up to the 10th. And basically just send the crew some niceness, some positivity.
Yeah, guys, we have...
in light of all of this wank happening, there's been some negativity going around, and it'd just be really cool if we're just more positive towards the cast and crew.
Yeah, because guys, we have a post with all the crew's Twitters, and basically one of the main reasons we'd like to do this is that a lot of the crew don't really get any love or attention, despite the work they put on the show, and the parts of the crew that do get a lot of attention, like the writers, get a lot of wank, and there is appreciation for their work, but sometimes it just feels like they put so much effort into actually communicating with fans, and sometimes they just get wank in return. So, for both of these reasons, we'd really like to send the crew some love. So, all of us are reblogging the post. I think we'll reblog the post again on the Profound Radio account, and all of our blogs are reblogging it. Just,
And you can just, if you can't find it, just send Mapal and ask, because she's the one running it, so she'll be able to link to you pretty fast.
Miss Becca Camp Allen wants to know if there's any official news about Gabriel coming back to the show.
No.
None?
Not yet.
No, it's all speculation.
It's pretty likely, but I don't think it's actually been announced yet.
Like, there's no confirmation either confirming or denying, so...
I just realized that we completely forgot to explain why Mapal isn't here.
Oh! I'll do that! Okay. You guys, Mapal messaged me this morning and told me that she could not be here because she is feeling extremely stressed out, and she wasn't even going to be able to host anyways because her internet is really, really shitty right now, but she's going to get it fixed. So I took over the reins for hosting yet again, and she is taking a mental health day because she does not feel too good.
Why don't you send her some nice asks?
So, yeah, if you guys want to seriously send Mapal some nice asks, tell her how awesome you think she is for being on the show, because she really does need it. So yeah. And
cookies and nice things.
Okay, don't send her cookies because they'll get really gross in the mail. But like, send her love.
Send her some like Destiel smut or something. She'll eat
that shit up. Send her Destiel smut and fan art and just like.
And fluff. Send her some fluff, too.
Ooh, fluff. Totally send the fluff. Don't send me anything, because just don't.
Send me
I can't read right now.
Send me smut. Send me a lot of smut.
God, we're all so selfish. We were supposed to be talking about Mapal. Okay.
Some domestic.
Okay.
Send Mapal everything above.
To her normal Tumblr.
Yes. Russ is still expecting or is still receiving postcards.
Yes.
And his address is on the front page of our website, not our Tumblr, the website, profoundradio.com.
Yes.
And yeah, he's still accepting postcards, and he's going to be using these postcards to basically decorate his office in Phantom.
Aww.
Yeah.
So you should send him some.
And maybe when it's all complete, he'll take a picture and tweet it, and it'll be cool.
Yep.
Don't get their hopes up, Caleb. What if he doesn't?
And
they're all going to cry because of you.
Jen, shut up. And I think this is a really good message to also send to like the cast and crew too, because Russ can just like show everybody like, look, our fans actually love us.
Yep.
I have a whole wall to prove it.
And they love us too.
Okay, now it's time to move on.
And Mapal wanted me to say one last thing, that we are communicating with our Twitter again.
Ooh!
Yeah,
sorry.
So you can tweet us if you want.
Yeah, you guys, this doesn't just have to be a Tumblr thing. You can go on Twitter, you can tweet us, you can make messages in the chat, or you can just stick to the Tumblr, but we're trying to do a lot of different stuff. So, yeah. Tweet us if you want. We're at Profound Radio, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
yep.
We're at Profound Radio on Twitter. So tweet us some questions, and we'll answer them. We'll do our thing.
All right, and without further ado, we're going to shift our gears towards our guest today.
Yeah.
I will ask the questions.
Mm-hmm. Mapal, you and Silven alternate.
Okay.
Yeah.
Silven, do you want to go first, or do you want me to go first?
How would you like? I'm not sure. Okay, I'll go first.
Okay.
So first we start with a supernatural experience. When did you start watching Supernatural?
September.
Ooh.
This September?
Like literally like 6, 7, whatever months ago, September.
What is that in relation to Steve? I think Steve was like January, right?
Yeah, I think so.
So yeah. Steve is still the earliest one.
Yeah.
Okay. You're the second earliest one.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I just kind of.
Wow, you really jumped on this bandwagon and rolled with it.
Yeah, that's usually how I roll.
That's how I roll too.
I don't even know if anybody here plays it, but I played the Metal Gear series. I played it all through January, and bam, I'm like same situation. So when I jump into something, I just dive right in. Yep.
I literally just told Shannon this the other day. He's like constantly trying to get me to watch this TV show called Orange is the New Black.
Okay.
And I explained to him, to me, it's really hard to get me to watch something, but when I do, I binge that shit, like, all night, all day.
Kaleb is me, as usual.
Silven can even attest to this. She got me into Spartacus, and I was like, bam.
Oh my god, when you got into Game of Thrones, it was the most annoying thing of my life.
I'm sorry, I really like it.
It was like, it was constantly, whenever we were on call, it was like, Game of Thrones, I'm gonna watch Game of Thrones, Shannon. Hey Shannon, look at my sweet Khaleesi. I'm like, oh my god, Kaleb, shut the fuck up. So yeah, that was mine and Kaleb's relationship while he was into Game of Thrones. At least with Spartacus, I knew what he was talking about half the time because I had watched Spartacus, but he was just like, I have no interest in ever getting into Game of Thrones, so I'm just like, awesome.
All right, let's stop making fun of me for a second. Lauren?
Okay. I love Game of Thrones as well.
You do?
Oh God! No, we're done. This isn't the Game of Thrones podcast.
Well, this isn't a Doctor Who podcast either. But you spent a whole time talking about Doctor Who.
Hold on. Excuse me. Is Misha part of Supernatural?
Yes.
Was I talking about Misha being in Doctor Who? Yeah. Don't try and get me with your faulty logic.
No, shut up.
Anyways.
Anyway.
Time for me to ask a question.
What was your longest session with Supernatural? Because someone admitted in the chat that they watched it for 16 hours straight.
Yeah.
I think that was Other Lauren. Other Lauren, was that you?
Yeah. It was Other Lauren that said that. But I've never watched it for 16 hours straight. That's ridiculous.
I can beat that. I can actually beat that. I watched Supernatural for 48 hours straight without sleeping.
Oh God.
I mean,
over Christmas break. I
mean, I read a comic once over an entire weekend that was almost 48 hours straight. There was very little sleeping going on there, but never was Supernatural.
See, when I'm on breaks, I don't like to sleep, and I like to binge watch all of my favorite shows. So over Christmas break, when I got all 7 seasons of Supernatural for Christmas, the day after Christmas and the day after Christmas, I spent those 2 days watching nothing but Supernatural for 48 hours.
Yeah.
So that's how I watch shows. I get pretty intense.
I do art and I watch shows, so it could be a long time, but I don't pay attention because I'm doing art. And it just makes everything go by really fast.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, whenever I'm doing something, whenever I play video games on my computer or something, I'll turn Supernatural or I'll turn Orange is the New Black on, and it'll be sort of my background noise while I'm actually watching. Or whenever I need to stop because I have to just take a break, I'll actually watch, because I've seen both those shows enough to know what's going on, so it's not like I've really missed anything. That's what I do.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Okay, I'm going to go to the next question now. When did you start shipping Destiel?
I had a dream about them doing that thing.
I got asked this question on Tumblr once too, and I don't remember how I responded. I have no idea. There was a point during season 6 and 7. Destiel is a very gradual thing, so you start feeling it and it's there, and you're just kind of all right, whatever. And then you get to season 7, and you're just what is going on here? It's just what is going on? There's no way. Just come together already. He's literally sitting there in this car singing "I'm All Alone, I So Lost Without You," and you're just sitting there open mouth, what am I watching right now? And so, I don't know. There was season 6 stuff that they made fun of and they poked at, and I took it as face value because it's part of the show. I have to. and I wasn't like part of the fandom at the time. I have no idea what was going on, and so like I took everything at face value. Like this is part of the story that they're telling now, and I'm just like, yeah, this just seems like it's going to happen. So,
Lauren, hey
yes.
Lauren, I actually worded the question wrong because I can't read, and it's supposed to be why did you start shipping Destiel? I asked when. I think you answered it anyways.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm just saying I worded the question wrong, so that was my mistake, and I apologize. Caleb yelled at me in the chat.
It's like when did I start? No, maybe like mid-January. But yeah, I don't know. Dean's
like
grief.
what season?
Dean's griefs was like Dean's depression was just horrid, and then he would like offhandedly mention Cass, and it's like, well, obviously this is the problem, because he won't say it outrightly, but he's like slipping it in, like, the black goo, Cass, I don't care anymore. And it's like, well, obviously you do.
I can tell.
So when did you start, like, seriously shipping it? Like, what season?
Yeah, probably when I got, like, halfway through season 7.
Ooh, wow, that's pretty late. I think you're the latest person. Like, you're the first person who ever actually started shipping that late into the actual show. Because
well,
I
know some did. Like, even before I got to season 4, I knew it existed because Tumblr just kind of like spoils everything. Yeah. It's like, Dean and Cass and this angel guy, and you get to the angel guy, and you're like, whoa. But no, I usually reserve my decisions for show or story until after I've finished the story up to a point. So since I was just getting into it, I was like getting through everything, and now I'm at the point where it's like, why hasn't it happened yet? I'm just waiting to happen.
I like that. I like how you like wait until you actually experience it first.
Yeah. And that's awesome.
I observe my decisions until after it happens, which is why, like, even when speculation comes out where people are like, oh, this might happen, I'm like, well, it might happen. Let's just see what does. And then I'll make my decision after that.
Oh, what? Also, can I just say, I really like that, when we ask people about their Destiel experience, a lot of people say that they kind of, Destiel as a ship, we call it a ship, but it's much less of an interpretation that you would be used to with shipping. It's not like an Emerald City thing where you would have to wear your shipper goggles to actually see it. But actually the other way around, and people watch the story and they're like, oh.
Yeah, I actually don't really ship things. I mean, this is all for Shannon. I mean, I do ship Brienne and Jaime like nobody's business because the writing dictates that Jaime and Brienne in Game of Thrones are one of them's going to die, and it's going to be horribly sad and terrible because George R. R. Martin's just like that. But I don't ship things. I don't like look at things, and if it's not explicitly said like these two are probably going to have a thing, then like I don't get it. Like, I don't get Wincest. I don't get Gabriel, Sam. I don't get it because there's nothing in the show that even says remotely that would happen. I don't diss on people that do. It's just like, to me, I'm just like, that. No, I don't really care. Like, it's not there in the story, so it's not there in my brain.
I tend to look at those kind of ships as just like crack ships, and I like to read fluffy fans about.
When I first got into
but like it as like actual canon narrative, no, not at all.
Yeah.
Like I get in all the other ships of Supernatural, I'm sort of like you. I never really understood them. Like whenever I found out that people actually shipped Wincest, I was like, but how? And then they're like, look at their brother, look at their bond. Obviously it has to be more than brothers. I was like, I'm the same way with my little brother. Does that mean I have to fuck him?
Yikes.
So I was just like, I really never understood that one. But to people that do, I don't, that's their own prerogative. They can ship whatever they want to. Not my thing. I never understood Sam and Gabriel because I really don't feel like Sam and Gabriel ever actually like
interacted
very much, yeah. And I feel like that was sort of a lot of shippers' answer to just pairing Sam off with an angel. Like I really wanted Samandriel to stay on because I wanted to ship Sam and Samandriel so I could have Sam squared. But
excuse you, I ship Sabriel because I think they have a really neat combination of personalities.
Well, yeah, I mean, personality-wise, they could probably, like, in fan fiction, they're really good, but as for, like, stuff that happened in the show, there was, like, barely any interaction between them, so I was just like...
theoretical. It's more theoretical than practical. You just think, oh, this would be cool.
And then, like, and then, like, there are other ships that I honestly, I saw, and I understood why people shipped them. Like, there was Mexiel, and there was Dean with Joe. Like, my best friend Ashton, she shipped Dean with Joe really hard, and she cried so bad whenever Joe died. I remember because I had already watched the episode. I watched the episode with her, and I didn't tell her a single thing, because she was so convinced that Dean and Joe were going to go off into the sunset, and I was like, oh, man. I should really tell her. So I remember watching that episode with her, and, like... Oh my god.
That's sad all around.
Yeah. I think it was sad for everyone, whether you shipped Dean and Joe or not. Because, yeah, a lot of people like Joe.
And then, like,
I think Dean and Joe is a really cute ship. I would have shipped it if she didn't die.
Yeah, like, I feel like if Joe probably would have stayed on, then that she probably would have been the only female character that I was okay with Dean getting with, just because I really loved them, even though I considered their bond more brother and sister. But yeah, it's sort of like Destiel is sort of the only ship that really, really just makes more sense to me than anything else.
Why don't you just stay a man more? It's so much more fun that way.
What is Nikki doing?
I don't know what Nikki's rambling about. I think she just said Dean should be a man whore and he should sleep with everyone. She's hoping she gets a chance, I guess.
Yes, he's so good.
Good luck with that, Nikki.
He did that, pre-Supernatural.
It's hinted.
Yeah, I mean, he did. I mean, the first time we see Dean, he hits on Sam's girlfriend.
Well, yeah. But then, by the way, this is one of the most interesting and amusing things I see kind of headcanon with, because, guys, men who hustle, they very, 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 very majorly actually, have other men as clients. Female clients are rare. So, if Dean was realistically hustling, he'd be probably, blowing truckers. No, seriously, realistically.
Oh, that's so sad, because, truckers aren't attractive. I'm just kidding. Well, yeah, I know, it's not about attractiveness, it's about making money. Yeah. And I just made a joke out of a really serious thing, and I shouldn't be on this show when I'm this disoriented. I'm sorry, guys. I've been so terrible this entire episode, and I'm so sorry.
Oh, please.
No, it's okay. It's okay. It really is.
I'm just... All right, Silven, you want to take the next question?
Oh, right.
Yep,
Questions.
Okay. Favorite and least favorite episode of Season 8, and why?
All right, I have the list here in my... I have a couple of favorites, because I just love Season 8, because I'm a silly person.
Oh, same.
I can say which one I probably didn't like the most, because I probably will never watch it again, and that's probably Man's Best Friends with Benefits, and that's my least favorite, I'm pretty sure, just because it's really, you couldn't think this through, that you're putting a black female character in chains with a master who is white. You couldn't think that through first. I mean, there was nothing in your brains that said, oh, maybe this is a bad idea. But, let's see. Favorites would have to be LARP and the Real Girl.
Yes. Virtual high five.
Virtual high five. Three-way virtual high five.
Freaking love LARP and the Real Girl. I can watch that, all day, every day. I really loved Everybody Hates Hitler. And, of course, yes. I loved Goodbye Stranger. So, I would say those were my favorites.
One of my favorite episodes in the entire season was Torn and Frayed.
Yeah.
That was out of all the seasons, Torn and Frayed, I feel like Torn and Frayed was a really, really good episode. And everyone gets so pissed off when I say this, because the episode was so heartbreaking. And I'm like, I know it's heartbreaking, that's why I loved it.
That's why he likes it.
And it's not even... And you know what? And you know why I love heartbreaking episodes? Because...
He likes to be broken.
Because you like feels?
Well, yes, because I like feels. And because it's the heartbreaking episodes that show how great the actors are.
Oh, yeah.
Did you guys watch that episode? Did you guys see how great Misha was in that episode? Did you guys see how good, like,
Jensen was amazing.
Jensen. Yeah. Everyone was so great in that episode, and that's why I really liked the last episode of the season, just because I loved the acting. And it was also emotional, and you saw Misha's, like, face when his grace is taken away, and you saw, oh my gosh, I love those episodes because they get so emotional, and it's the emotional episodes that showcase the actors' talents, and that makes me happy.
I liked, obviously, all the episodes Charlie was in, Lark and the Real Girl, and Fever. And I also really liked Hunter Heroesy.
I love that.
Ooh, like, okay. For me, that one felt, I don't know why, I guess to me that one felt really off.
It was like, because Cass was so weird.
Yeah, Cass.
I didn't like how that episode ended, though.
Yeah, Dean. Well, see you later.
Like, I feel like I didn't like that episode because I feel like they made Cass sort of really goofy and silly. And there were some good Destiel moments in it, but I still feel like there was most of the episode, it was like serious for like 10 seconds, and then most of the episode was just... and I know Cass was probably meant to feel off, but it's just... And I feel like the whole actual episode itself was really... The whole plots, the whole story, and the whole... them going into the dude's cartoon mind, I felt like it was really... I'm trying to think of a word.
Random.
Unpopular opinion here. I actually like it when Cass acts like that, because I think it's adorable.
Yeah, it's adorable, but I feel like it takes a little bit away from his character, because it makes him look like an idiot.
I think he was much better in, what was it? Clip Show?
Uh-huh.
Where he goes and he actually tries to find the things for Dean, and he pushes over stuff and breaks the eggs. Like, am I really supposed to be breaking this egg right now? And getting
Clip Show.
And stuff like that felt so much more natural to me.
So
hit a button.
Yeah.
And with that stuff, it was Castiel being curious with episode with Hunter. The word I can't say. Heroesy.
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 Heroesy. Oh, yeah, but yeah.
However you pronounce it, I feel like...
I always pronounce it Heroikai, but that's just me.
It might be Heroikai. I feel like yes, they've got a big advantage with him whenever they can use him for sort of the comic relief. But then I also feel like it really does weaken, like Ostanda and Pat Woods are saying, it weakens his character at the same time.
Yeah,
I understand what you guys mean.
Because I feel like it makes him less of a character and more of just that, haha, there goes Cass again. That's a knee slapper.
I know Misha does not like it when Cass...
Yeah, Misha doesn't like it. Speaking of which, by the way, I'm really excited because Misha has specifically commented on the way they're handling these things in the next season and that he's really pleased with that. And that is just so awesome because it means that if they're using humor, it's some kind of Misha brand humor, and that just sounds amazing.
Like, okay. Oh, sorry.
And also, speaking of Clip Show, can I just say, if before the season came out, someone somewhere started saying that the grocery store scene, or the convenience store, however we call it, is actually something that happened, people would be like, no, you're bullshitting me. Just the degree of that, it's actual fanfic season, and it's fanfic season in the best possible way, and I really hope that season 9 kind of continues with that line. Because it's getting amazing things that we'd never thought we would actually get.
And it's things like the store scene in Clip Show. Like that, those are just scenes where they weren't necessarily trying to use Cass. You knew Cass was going in there with intent. He was like all the other characters. Like Sam and Dean, they try to do shit, and it sometimes comes off as them just being idiots, because they can really be big idiots sometimes. And Castiel, he's curious, and he wants to do stuff, and he's in these new sorts of places, so obviously he's going to do the stuff they did in the show. And but you also felt there was sort of an emotional connection to Castiel in that episode, because he was doing it all for Dean. But in Hunter Heroesy,
He was overcompensating.
Yeah, he was overcompensating, and I feel like the writing with that episode was sort of, it was really off, and it was sort of just using him as the as sort of this comedic relief that we really didn't need, and it really sort of bothered me. Especially when you had the cast was really, really funny, and then suddenly in the hotel room, he is, like, uber suicidal, and I will say that was one of the best, like, scenes in the entire season, just because it was it was an emotional scene, but
like, a huge character development jump for Dean.
And then
and for Cass.
But then you had that one good scene, and then you had the rest of this episode that was just, what? And I know a lot of people can disagree with me because a lot of them really like that episode purely because of that one scene. But I can't just look at an episode and think of it, just take it by the scene. I'm a critic. I like criticizing things.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys should hear me watch an episode of Teen Wolf.
I actually liked how they showed his overcompensation in that episode myself, and it showed his deepness of his depression, because sometimes when people are depressed about something that deeply, they will overcompensate so that other people around them don't think something's wrong, where it's like, well, obviously it's totally wrong. You can tell that these people are not acting normally.
Yeah, I can personally attest to this.
And I loved it when they were sitting there like, he can't be in his dream world, and like Cass is like, I'm trying to create this dream world for myself. So
like an escape.
This is going to be like really, really off topic. Like, this is the most off topic thing I'm ever going to do ever. But this is just to sort of. No, I'll do it later. Never mind. I'll do it later, you guys. Sorry, because it was really off topic and it was going to just completely ruin the entire mood that we were having. So I'm done. Well, let's move on with the questions. No, wait. Did we ever? Yeah, we asked that question. That's just the question we were discussing. I'm really dumb. Okay. Yep. So, what were your favorite mythology arcs?
Can I just ask real quick? Like, people always talk about mythology arcs. What constitutes a mythology arc?
Ooh, can I?
For me, what I directed that question towards was just basically like, not like a huge myth arc, but like, what was your favorite mythology that was like talked about?
Okay, that makes more sense, because I've seen so many people say stuff like, Dean doesn't have a myth arc, and I'm like, excuse me, all of season 4. But,
yeah.
My favorite mythologies, I really thought the, one I liked, oh man, let me think, because I have to remember what the different mythologies, because there was the gods in, I think, what was it, Remember the Titans, there was the familiars, there was the hellhounds stuff, which I always love that, but I really think I liked the introduction of not so much just the men of letters, but the stuff that happened in Everybody Hates Hitler, with not so much the Nazi zombies and stuff, because that's a trope that's been used before, but like the golems and the Thule Society and stuff like that, because I can tell that's going to come back. They set it up so it would come back next season, or in season 10 or something like that. I don't think we've seen the last of Aaron or this Thule Society and these Nazi necromancers, because they showed us that stinking ring like how many times, like, hey, this symbol's important. Hey, this symbol's important. Hey, we're going to show you one more time because this symbol's freaking important. So it's, they're obviously showing something that's like, this is going to crop up later. So I really liked that, because it shows something that they're going to pull into the story when it's time to do so. And I mean, the Men of Letters is just cool because it's like, hey, look at all this really cool mythology stuff that we haven't learned yet and we will learn about, and I really like mythology, so. I really
agree with you. Like, I remember when I before I really got too mired into the fandom, I think I was on season 4. And I remember thinking, we've got all this different mythology for the different monsters and stuff, and I kind of felt weird because in every other supernatural show like this I've watched, there was always this sort of mythology that was centered around the characters instead of what was actually around the characters in like the show's environment. So it really makes me happy that we're really diving into the mythology of Sam and Dean and the actual human race. Like, I remember watching Buffy, and I remember getting so excited about the Buffy mythology because you've got Slayers, and how a Slayer is sort of like this human, non-human thing that was made back in ancient times to fight monsters. And then you've got in Charmed, you've got the Power of Three and how the Power of Three was made when there was going to be three sisters. I can go on and on about different mythologies from different shows revolving around the characters. And I'm really glad that we're finally getting something that's more like this. Because, I mean, in Season 5, you had the sword, you had the angels, and a lot of people argue that, and you had, Sam and Dean had mythology in Season 5, and I was like, not really. It was more of the angel mythology. It wasn't necessarily Sam and Dean's own mythology, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
I'm talking a lot again.
Which is why I always get confused when people are like, Dean didn't have a myth arc this season. I feel like Dean and Sam shared the Men of Letters myth arc.
Yeah.
I agree.
I feel like... Oh, sorry.
Their legacy.
I feel like with Sam and Dean, I feel like next season, if they choose to explore this, we're going to get to see Sam actually wanting to be a Men of Letters and Dean wanting to just continue hunting. Because as you guys heard, the Men of Letters didn't really associate with hunters that often. Yeah. And to me, I feel like Men of Letters probably did talk to hunters, and it was mainly to help them take down strong, creatures that they were fighting that were killing towns. Because other than that, Men of Letters are strictly supposed to study and to learn and all that.
They're very hush-hush.
Database.
Yeah.
And I really feel like we're going to see a lot like Sam getting mired into what it takes to be one of the Men of Letters, and you're going to see Dean saying, we could really use this stuff, and Sam's going to be like, yeah, we could use this stuff, but that doesn't mean that we should because it's supposed to be secret. And I could definitely see that getting to be a sort of tension that happens with them, but it really all depends. It's just, I'm really excited about the Men of Letters, as you can tell.
Yeah, can I just say how amazing it is about Supernatural that we are 8 seasons in now, going on season 9, and they still open up and explore these fresh pages of mythology that, that really gets us excited every time. I would watch season 9 and 10 and 11 and 12 if they keep going like this, because, it's amazing.
Mm-hmm. And Lauren, are we talking too much? Because I feel like you have stuff to say and we're not letting you talk.
Yeah,
no,
sorry.
I mean, I'm just trying to scoot my way whenever I can. I was going to say that my other myth arc that I love is just the Angels, but I figured it was more season 8 specific.
Well, no, it doesn't matter.
Season 8, you can the whole...
Yeah, and then I thought about that after I answered, and I was like, oh, yeah. Well, Angels, obviously. I really like Angels.
I was super disappointed with the 7 deadly sins sort of thing, because as I've probably complained about this a million times before, but as you can tell from my Tumblr username Silent Asmodeus, I was really into the 7 deadly sins and the 7 princes of hell, and the way they did that on The Magnificent Seven was just horrible. I wanted more, because I feel like it's a good medium to introduce that there are different types of demons. There are succubus and incubus.
It's succubus. What's a succubus?
Succubus?
What's a succubus? It's succubus, not succubus.
Whatever, Shannon. Shut up.
Learn how to speak English, Caleb.
Shut your mouth. And
okay.
Succubus.
I feel like they should have explored that better, the 7 deadly sins.
Well,
and I wish they would have done better.
I really agree. I really agree with that, because I remember in season 3 when they were talking about the 7 deadly sins, I was like, oh, these guys are going to be freaking awesome and badass, and then suddenly they all get stabbed by the demon killing knife. I'm just like, was that it?
And Ruby just comes in and slashes them all up, and I'm just like, really? I mean, one of them is the sin of, like, wrath. How can he die that easily?
I don't even remember these guys. That's how, like...
They were like in season 3, and I remember them playing them up to be like these big strong things that were going to like happen and be all badass in season 3. And I remember watching season 3 and being like, oh yes, but then I was like, oh shit, this is the season with the writer strike, and I was like, oh fuck, no, writer strike.
A writer strike.
Because like you had a bunch of really cool demons that showed up in season 3. You had Sam Hain, you had the 7 deadly sins, and you just had a bunch of these new demons, and then like they all got killed really fast.
Yeah.
So yeah. What did you like about What did you really like about the angels? Like, was there anything?
Oh, I just like thinking about that kind of stuff. I just like thinking about. I mean, I have an entire like huge part of my meta that people enjoy is like I did a gigantic true form thing that I'm doing a lot of stuff with it right now because it's real life kind of takes precedence over it, but I just like trying to think about like, well, how do angels work? How do they work in heaven? How do they do this stuff? How do they, listen through radio waves and everything else? And it's just, there's all these different ideas that you can put in your brain, think about how they actually work on a physical plane. Mm-hmm. And demons are the same way, too.
I haven't read your meta. I really need to read your meta.
Yeah.
I don't really read meta that much, so don't, take it personally.
Okay. It takes so long. So.
If it pops on my dash, I love to read it. And I'm like, and for me, it's like really specific. I like to read specific things, and there were metas in your meta lists that looked very pleasing to my eye, and I will read those.
Are you saying that not every meta she wrote was pleasing to your eye, Kaleb? Really? Is that where you're going to go with this?
I'm just saying I have certain interests.
Okay, whatever.
Luckily,
I'm so glad that we don't know each other in real life, because I'd be beating your ass right now.
Aww.
I'll look at them.
Somebody in the chat said I have wonderful meta. Thank you.
Okay. Silven, would you like to ask the next question?
Yep. So, what role do you speculate Bobby will play in this upcoming season?
I really hope he isn't alive.
Thank God you're the one that you agree with me.
I'm sorry.
I agree.
I
think everyone does.
Yeah, I think everyone does.
I really hope they something up in heaven that's kind of like a side story that they're like, they're talking about how they're trying to deal with stuff up in heaven, because there's not just angels in heaven, there are lots and lots of dead human souls in heaven that all live together. And so, I mean, even Ghost Bobby kind of like really bothered me. I was like, really they had to bring him back for this. They couldn't just say that he was already in heaven. But, I really hope they don't bring him back and say, like, look at me, I'm alive. It's like, no, you're not.
No, you're
Stay dead. I mean, he had such a great send-off, and I cried like a baby during that entire episode. And it's like, I don't need this to constantly come back. Just let me have closure.
And can I say something about, one of the main things I hated about Season 7 was Ghost Bobby. Because I feel like he had, sort of that really awesome death scene with Death's Door, and you saw him die, and you saw him go through his life, and you saw him finally just accept it and die. Well, not really accept it. He's just, you know what I mean. And I feel like that was a really good emotional episode, and then later you find out that, Bobby's not dead. Bobby's a ghost, and he's not just a ghost. He's turning into this sort of
poltergeist.
This sort of poltergeist thing that took over an innocent woman and then went to go try and fight a Leviathan. I would just remember, Bobby, what the fuck are you doing? Yeah. If Mary Winchester can hold out for for almost 20-something years, I'm pretty sure you can hold out for a week.
Exactly.
And I remember hating it so much because I feel like it made me pissed off at Bobby, and that was the last thing I wanted to be after his character had died.
Yeah.
And then when they just burned his flask and he was just gone, I was like, oh my God, don't even just... There's so many things I find wrong with Season 7.
Cheapened the death of the entire episode that they dedicated to his death. It felt cheapened. And even in Season 8, it felt cheapened because it was like, oh, they're saving Bobby. Of course they're saving Bobby. They're not saving Adam. Of course not. Just forget the
Wait. Are you? Oh no!
No! She shouldn't have said Adam.
That's
a big mistake.
I'm sorry.
Lauren, Shannon. Oh my God! They couldn't have saved Adam because Adam's in the cage.
All right, I can deal with it.
Shannon.
We'll just leave it.
Just yeah.
Down boy. Shannon has very strong feelings about Adam.
Yes, Shannon is not a fan of the idea of bringing Adam back. So just, yeah.
No, okay, hold on. I'm not against bringing Adam back. No. I am against them bringing Adam back in a way that doesn't make sense, like Sam and Dean rescuing him from hell, even though he's in the cage with 2 archangels. And if either one of the Winchesters would have went into that cage, they would have got obliterated automatically, just because they're Winchesters and the angels hate them right now. Just saying.
But they wouldn't obliterate them. They're technically vessels. So if they ever did get out of the cage, they would need a good vessel, and they would be the vessels.
But I doubt they would say yes.
Okay. I wouldn't say yes, no, but they wouldn't kill their own vessels.
Well, it's not like they would actually be able to get out of the cage, is what I'm saying.
Yeah. Of course, I'm just saying.
How badly damaged do you think Adam is right now, though?
He's probably a drooling mess if he ever returned to the physical world. Like, you know, the way that Raphael's previous that's what I expect Adam to be like.
I feel like when it comes to Adam, there's certain things that the writers would have to do with bringing Adam back, because he has not been mentioned in like 2 seasons.
Yeah.
And if they were going to bring him back, it would need a certain amount of build-up, unless they were making Adam this sort of mysterious character with a mysterious past, giving him, you know, that sort of like trope, the random character from the past comes back and he's evil and no one knows why, and then you find out at the end of the season. That's something I could deal with. The thing is, I don't think Adam would come back, and if he did come back and he still had his soul, then his soul would be 10 times worse than Sam's, and I really don't think he'd be able to recover from that.
And also, to bring Adam back, they'd have to explain why Lucifer and Michael didn't come back with him.
Mm-hmm. Because, I mean, that's one of the main things I hated about Season 6, was because it suddenly explained that Castiel rose Sam from perdition. I'm just like, how did Castiel get down into the cage and survive 2 archangels and fish Sam's body out? I'm just asking.
I have the answer to that.
Because Cass is awesome, and apparently he comes back to life anyway, so why even try killing him?
I'm just... I sometimes feel like a real dick, because a lot of people really want Adam back, and I'm sitting here like, And it's not even bringing Adam back that pisses me off. It's just that a lot of people want to bring Adam back with absolutely complete disregard to how the show has been written and how the actual canon is. It's been stated that like the cage is something that's different from actual like normal hell. Getting into the cage from purgatory seems like pretty far off. Getting into hell from purgatory seemed really far off to me during the episode, but we're not going to go over that right now. It's just it's really hard for me to understand why people want him back so much when it would just cause a lot of confusion, in my opinion.
People want him back because they love his character and they sympathize with his character. That's the biggest reason, I can tell you.
Yeah, and that's really awesome, but then I feel I mainly want characters back only if they can be brought back in a way that makes sense. And I've heard a lot of people talk, and a lot of them just want Adam back. That's it. That's all they want. And I'm just like, really?
What's he gonna do when he gets here?
I feel like he's only gonna come back when they actually need him, because it's just, I don't know. I'm sorry if I offended you, Lauren.
Lauren went to the bathroom because she's free to pee.
Oh, well, I really hope I didn't offend her, and I really hope I haven't offended anyone in the chat who is a really big fan of Adam. But that's just I can't.
Well, that's why we have this show. We're all sharing opinions.
Yeah, I know, but sometimes I feel like my opinions can get offensive.
Well, that's why we have here to balance them out and mediate between you and the outer world.
The outer world?
The outer world. That sounds like a nightmare thing.
And I feel like the purgatory hell thing was sort of handled really badly, in my opinion. Now that like when it actually happened, I really was sort of indifferent. But now that I'm sort of thinking about it, it's
amazing.
I'm sort of just like okay, and I'm sort of getting what people are saying.
I don't get what people.
Which purgatory thing?
The purgatory, how purgatory connects to hell.
Oh, that thing. Honestly, with that thing, I just feel like, they did what they could fit into the episode within the budget that they could provide for it. I just feel like they made the best of the time and the budget that they had for it.
Like, yeah, and one of the things that really bothers me, that one of the arguments that I really just cannot accept when it comes to that is it's when people say that Dean should have been able to get in contact with the Reaper to go into purgatory to go get Sam, and that's why they say that it shouldn't have been the taxi driver shouldn't have been able to take Sam into hell and all that. I'm like, I really doubt it. Barely anyone knows about purgatory, so I really doubt Sam would have actually known what to do. And so that's one of the things that really bothers me. And another thing, it was just, how did a Reaper know about purgatory if no one else really knew that much about purgatory in any of the other seasons? It was just, it was really weird.
Actually, I have sort of a headcanon that Reapers reap monster souls too.
Yeah. I gotta go behind that.
I guess I can see that, and I guess now I can see the Rogue Reaper doing that, but I don't know. I feel like it was all handled very weird. It's just that now everyone's saying that since the taxi driver was able to take Sam and Dean to hell, now the taxi driver should be able to help Sam and Dean get into the cage, and maybe they can save Adam. I don't believe that. And have I offended you at all, Lauren, with my Adam stuffs?
Oh no, I'm not like a hardcore Adam needs to come back person. It's just one of those things where he just kind of disappeared and that was that.
Yeah, and I mean, that's really regretful because they could have.
I don't like how the writer treated Adam because I don't like how they treated Adam because he was just sort of like a writer. Scapegoat, like they wrote themselves into a corner and they're like, oh crap, we need to get here, so let's make another Winchester child and then that'll be our scapegoat.
And it's
the whole Michael the vessel being a blood thing and that Michael could just choose another Winchester, I feel like that's just weird. Because I thought Dean is supposed to be the one.
Yeah, and then there was oh, by the way, we got Adam over here.
and it's really sad because Adam could have been a really good character, but now I think that there's really no hope for him. Just because there's literally no way for them to get into the cage unless Castiel's willing to go back down there. They can find another angel that's willing to go back down there. And I really doubt anyone's actually going to go down there to fish out Adam's soul, which is currently probably filleted and torn and ripped and burned and pretty much every single bad thing you could possibly think of anything being.
Honestly, I think that they could do that. If they needed to bring him back, I think that they could totally invent a way to do that. But yeah.
I feel like if they were going to do it, I feel like Abaddon would probably have it done. She'd have it done. Adam would be turned into a demon, and then she'd use Adam to get to the Winchesters because Sam and maybe not Sam, but probably Sam. I don't know. You never really got much of Sam's relationship with Adam. You mainly got Dean's relationship with Adam whenever Adam was actually there. Because
I feel like that has a lot to do that Sam already had this sort of predisposition towards his father, that he's not the most perfect person in the world, and that Dean, the fact that his dad went behind his back and had another family just really got to Dean, but not really
daddy
Sam.
issues.
Yeah, and then I feel like if that Dean probably really regrets leaving Adam down there, and it's one of the things that haunts him every day. And I feel like Abaddon could probably pick up on that, and she could probably bring him back as a demon. And then, who knows, maybe Adam could be the demon that they actually cure. Yeah. But then I feel like if they cure him, then his soul's going to go back to being like kibbles and bits, and he's going to just go insane. But I don't know. Okay, away from the Adam subject, because I feel like I talk about. I feel
sorry.
Like it's fine. It's just whenever.
It's all my fault.
Whenever anyone.
I'm glad that happened because I was like a little scared that we were gonna like run out of stuff to talk about before the 2 hours went up, and that was just like a whole 30 minutes. So that's good.
Well, I do have another thing that was I just remembered because somebody brought up Purgatory and the Rogue Reapers. If we just want to have a different topic of discussion.
Yeah, go ahead.
I thought about this before because to me there has to be some kind of balance between where things go and where they end up. That's why they have so many different levels. And I was actually thinking about the metaphysics of the question that Cass asked, which was, when a monster dies in Monster Heaven, where does it go? And Purgatory is a place of cleansing. That's the purpose of Purgatory. What if when the monsters die, they become human souls again and are reborn on Earth? Or, I'm sorry, they go to heaven because they went through Purgatory and they cleansed themselves of whatever problems that they had, because that's what you're supposed to do in Purgatory. You're supposed to, like, it's for the people who were, like, faithful, but then they did something bad, so they had to, deal with those sins that they did, and then they could go to heaven.
What if Biddy's in heaven?
Yeah. So that could possibly be that.
In heaven?
Yeah, but monsters don't know that. They're fighting for their life every single day. But so, what if Dean was actually killing all those monsters, but when monsters go to Monster Heaven, where do they go? They go
what if Dean cleansed them all?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
Purgatory was pure.
Ooh!
I was grown up.
Ooh, what if it... Oh, sorry.
You're fine. But yeah, that's what I think, anyway.
What if it's... Oh, sorry. Again.
You're fine.
Go ahead. Finish it.
No, you go.
Okay.
She did finish it.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, what if it works both ways? What if, like, Purgatory is sort of a monster's... It's like supposed to set itself up so where monsters can be monsters. But what if it's sort of monsters? It's like Supernatural Monster Prison. Like you go in and you do what you have to do to survive, and you don't try to be sort of needlessly malicious. And then you've got monsters who will who will embrace the evilness of it. And then when they get killed, they go to hell. But then you've got monsters like Benny who just wanted to get out. Monsters who just sort of who realize how much they wanted their humanity now that they've got to do this. Mm-hmm. Now they've got to go through this, and then they realize all that they've done is wrong in their life, and them being a monster is just sort of terrible. And then when those guys die, they go to heaven. But like I'm just saying, what if it works both ways? What if some monsters go to hell, some monsters go to heaven?
I think so. If I know somebody was like headcanon accepted, and it's like yes, but that might explain.
I definitely accepted that headcanon too, Jessica.
Me too.
It could also explain the back door, quote unquote, to hell that exists in Purgatory, which could potentially move from hell to Purgatory and then possibly make it up to heaven.
Well, I mean,
or stuff from Purgatory could make their way to hell.
See, I really like this because I thought Purgatory, like, Supernatural made Purgatory out to be sort of like this, like, horrible, bad place, when I always thought Purgatory was like what Silven said. It was just like a place to, like, cleanse and get better. So I like this headcanon because it justifies all, like, the violence and the intenseness of Supernatural Purgatory.
Yeah, and honestly, I don't think Purgatory was described as a completely negative place, because both Dean and Benny said that there was something about it that they enjoyed, and they said that it was pure. Yeah, it felt pure.
And Cass also stayed there to atone for his sins. He already knew that being in Purgatory is a place where you go to cleanse yourself.
Yeah.
He washed his face in that river. In mythology, that's like a river that, cleanses people of their sins. They go there to cleanse themselves of their sins. And where do we find Cass? We find him sitting at that river.
Why don't you let me know?
So it makes sense to me that monsters would, if they die there, they go either to heaven or they go to hell. Their judgment is over, in a sense.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I
really
think
like
that's
this headcanon.
Yeah,
me too.
I think it's good because a lot of people who became monsters, like the girl in Bitten, and like the kid, or that vampire in Geeks and Freaks, they didn't choose this life. They didn't choose for it to happen to them. They didn't have a say in the matter of where they went or what happened or where they go. So it's kind of like, what if they were good people and they were slated to go to heaven and then suddenly they turn into a monster? You really think God's going to just leave them there? Well, tough luck. Life threw you some lemons and you just got it all in your eyes, and I can't accept that. So
yeah. I
like that a lot. I mean, they're probably never going to explain that in the show, which is fine. But
that's why it's called a headcanon.
Yeah, and somebody asked, is there meta about this? I really wanted to write a meta about it, and so I was just like, this is in my brain and I must say it now. I would love to write a meta so I have I can look at it.
I feel like someone in the chat said that explains why there's... Or was it you who said... No, it was probably... I don't know who said it, but because my mom just came in, because apparently I was supposed to be going to town today. They said... Someone said, either it was one of us or someone in the chat, that could explain why there's a door to hell and purgatory.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was you who said that. And I really love that idea.
Mm-hmm.
Because... I feel like it would really answer a lot of questions, and it also opens up to the fact that there is a door to heaven in purgatory.
Yeah.
Which, I feel like that's probably going to be how they actually get to heaven in the end, since they're probably going to use purgatory.
Yeah.
Also explain why the Reapers are able to move between purgatory, hell, and heaven so easily, because if they have to move those souls from when the monster died to heaven or monsters die and go to hell, they would have to do that as well.
Yeah. That makes a lot of sense. That's great.
I love this.
We should all write for Supernatural.
Obviously.
I could kill off all the characters.
And Lauren can explain these cool things that are never explained.
Lauren can explain why I killed off all the characters.
Yeah. Does Sam?
Oh God!
Girl that has sex with Sam die. I haven't figured that out yet. I'm gonna accept it's demon semen.
Yeah, well, I was thinking along the lines of he has demon blood, right? So where does all the blood rush whenever you're aroused?
Yeah, like I said, it's demon semen. He's got demon bodily fluids.
Oh my God! What if that's true? What if they all die because their bodies get tainted and it attracts more evil towards them?
Because of his pre-cum and ejaculation. Oh, it's all. Even Amelia was cursed in the end.
It would be profound radio if we did at one point talk about male genitals and genitalia in general.
Did someone just die from the chat?
Silven, I believe.
Oh no, Silven's dead. Well, she's not dead. You guys know what I mean.
Well, I'll ask the question for her while she tries to get herself situated.
And then after we do that, we really need to get to some questions because we've got a few questions in our ask box.
Sure.
Well,
we'll try to get up.
I'd like to zoom through her fan works first.
Okay, well, yeah.
Now I was originally afraid that we didn't have enough time. Now I feel like, oh crap, now it's time crunch thing.
Because Lauren talks so much, God. I'm just kidding, Lauren. I'm just kidding.
We joke around here.
I promise you don't talk too much.
Thanks to some of my cannons or my true form stuff.
What?
Do you need links or anything?
Yeah, after the show, mention your 5 favorite, and then you can link them to me after the show.
Yeah, okay. He'll post all of your stuff on the Profound Radio Twitter,
Yay,
Tumblr after we're done. Okay, and Twitter too, I guess.
Last question for the Supernatural thing: what would you like to see in season 9?
What I would like to see? Oh man. One, I would love to see other angels besides Castiel adjusting to human life. I want to see somebody who's incredibly violent and other people who are incredibly peaceful about it. So I feel like there would be these extremes in angel behavior that I really want. explore.
I feel like that's a really huge trend within the fandom, that they all want to see some sort of like angel groups, and I really like that.
Yeah, I really do want to see it. Like, I want to see angels who are, like, professing there could be even, like, fanatics, like, evangelical angels who are just, like, professing in the streets that they are angels and they need to get out of here fast as possible, and, you know, your God hates you all. Like, you know, like, what if there's some really, really angry ones that are just like, God hates all of you. He doesn't care about anything that you do. We haven't heard from him in years.
Oh my God!
Like a Westboro Baptist Church angels.
Yeah, where, like, people are just like, but we love God, and he's like, he doesn't care about you at all. You don't understand. And
I'm so glad you're saying this, because that's exactly how I picture it.
That just throw stuff at the Winchesters that they have to deal with, and they're just like, well, shit. And, you know, and, like, then there's poor, like, Cass, who's probably, like, neutral on the entire situation. Hi, Silven's
back.
Yeah, whoops, sorry guys, my Skype freaked out for some reason.
And maybe there's, like, some really peaceful ones who all they want to do is, like, try and, like, help people around them, because that's what they did.
We're talking about all the
that was their role.
angels she wants to see in season 9.
I want to see a lot of different angel perspectives. I want to see even like rallying against the angels, or people maybe even like worshiping a couple of them, because they're literally people who fell out of the sky and hit the floor and didn't die. So
I feel like there's no way in hell no one could have like noticed that at all.
Yeah.
Because it was so big and relevant, and some people could be like, the apocalypse is coming, the stars are falling, the angels are falling, and blah, 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 and just crazy stuff. I want to see the world, like, exploding with things about the supernatural, angels talking about what they actually are, and people taking them for, you know, how else do we explain this guy that fell from the sky? Well, I'm technically an angel. I'm sorry about that. You know? And maybe them, and, like, people are, like, freaking out. I want to see media about it. I want to, like, if they did that, like, first episode of season 9, is just like clips of media, kind of like how they did with Godsteel, where it's just like news, everything, breaking news. And just like, what does this mean? We turn to our religious experts and blah 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 blah. Well, I think it means this. I think this, and you know, just people going absolutely nuts. I just want to see that so bad. I love that kind of stuff. It creates so much conflict, and it throws all these great things that can make happen.
And that's how the humans can get involved in this free-for-all as well.
And I feel like they've really made it to where people can't not react, because these angels aren't just falling like in the ocean.
They're falling in that like little convenient spot.
They're not just because we saw the board in the Men of Letters bunker. We saw where all these angels were falling. They were falling all over the world. They were falling in people's lawns, on the street, in the interstates while people were driving.
Yeah.
Humans are all seeing this. They are all going to know about this. There's nothing that anyone's going to be able to tell them that's going to deter from the fact that they all saw these white, like, balls of fire turn into people and fall onto the ground.
I mean, they could even be, like, discriminated against or worshipped or just anything like that.
Oh, I would love to have them discriminated against.
On this kind of stuff. And that might be even why we see more hunters. Maybe some people are like, suddenly everything that I never believed in is true because there's these angels that just fell out of the flipping sky.
What if hunters are hunting angels?
Yeah, and, like, maybe people are hunting angels. They don't understand the supernatural anymore. They're going to turn to, like, religious cults or science for answers. And they're going to turn to these angels for answers.
Madness.
And maybe some of the angels are going to, like, hate humans and hate being human and just detest having to poop and, like, all these different things. Just, like, being weak and just, I want all of the bad conflict things.
Honestly, I want there to be, like, tons of different factions of angels. Like, sort of like you said, they're the ones that, like, really love God, and then they're the ones that are, like, completely insane. I also want there to be angels that, like, maybe still love humanity, sort of like Castiel and Gabriel still did. They fought for humanity. I definitely want them. They can be tiny, and they can be barely existent, but I want them to exist, just because I know that those are the angels that we're mostly going to see with the Winchesters.
I want to see news interviews with the angels.
Ooh! Bartholomew starts doing public speaking and stuff for angels, and he starts trying to speak for angels.
Yes. Like,
sort of like how Nan Flanagan did it in True Blood when she spoke for the vampires.
Yeah. they can even ask like the sexual orientation question and be like, yeah, he doesn't. Why would he care about what?
I really want that to happen because it'd be hilarious. Because I could totally hear like it. I really want them to do a humorous scene where you've got an angel on like a news show and you're in the house of like this really uber religious Southern Baptist family. And I'm not saying that all Southern Baptists are evil people. It's just the ones that I've met aren't that great.
Just blows my mind.
Yeah, and they just sort of, and they're like, they're the people who hate gay people and who hate like everything, and you hear all these angels preaching about like those weird things like loving everyone and doing all that, and they're just like, well, what the hell's going on here?
Yeah.
Okay. Imagine an angel landing in the house of a family of Southern Baptists, and that angel is Balthazar.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, but Balthazar's dead.
Yeah, but like, I'm sure there are other angels like Balthazar, like totally.
So yeah, that's what I want. That's my big thing for season 9.
All right,
outside
now,
of course, but
we're going to talk a little bit more about your fan works, your metas.
Okay. The reason I'm here.
We're gonna we're gonna have maybe enough time to get to some of the inbox. But what are your top 5 metas that you'd like the listeners today to like read?
Definitely anything under my Trueform blog. I really like thinking about angels way too much. I think about them all the time. Mm-hmm. So I think I always want people to look at that. I think people should look at my meta for Bitten, which was 804, and I don't think it got a lot of love. I really loved that episode, and I had a really nice meta on it. And I think I have a lot of meta.
I have your meta list up, and I'm like just opening a new tab every time you mention one. So
and do the one about Pac-Man Fever. I had one called "Moving On and Letting Go," the theme of choosing family in Pac-Man Fever. I really enjoyed doing that. So
that episode was so heartbreaking.
And I really like doing that meta, so I definitely would recommend that one as well. Mm-hmm. Oh man, I really liked my. I don't know. That one got really controversial with my. Well, no, that one wasn't controversial, but I'm like at 3, aren't I? Oh, a good one that I think everybody should read is my one on 806, which is a foreshadowing of 817, which was where Dean and Sam, like Dean was like attacking Sam, and how it was foreshadowing the Dean and Cass relationship. Or
806, Southern Comfort.
Yeah, Southern Comfort. Yeah, okay. It was foreshadowing what happens in
the crypt scene. Yeah,
in the crypt scene.
Okay.
So, I liked that one a lot. I liked doing that one. I had like one of those like brain moments where my brain exploded when I figured it out.
I like it when brain explodes.
And somebody once asked me why Sam doesn't have any friends, and I liked that one too, because I don't think it's something that the showrunners do on purpose. I just think that's how Sam's personality is. He really distanced himself from people. So, but yeah, that's some meta, I suppose. I got lots of meta, so just go to my meta tag if people.
Yeah, I'll be linking your meta tag too.
Yeah, like think about this. I like got my Tumblr for Supernatural in maybe like October. And I've been publishing like all of this meta since then.
I really like that you did like a meta for each episode of season 8. I really like that. And do you plan to do that with season 9 too?
Probably, considering that like what happens is like I'm overcome with feels, and then I like watch it again, and then I see something, and then it just like sparks, and I'm just like, I gotta write about this like right now. So I like spend like all night until like 4 o'clock in the morning, just like I have to write this meta, and I have to screen cap everything, and then I write it, and then it's out by like the next morning.
Oh, okay. You're just like me. I also write a meta overnight most of the time.
So I just write them because, like, if I don't write them right away,
you'll forget some things, right?
I'll forget, and I won't follow up, and I'm just really bad with getting back to it. Like the whole thing with this purgatory thing. Like, I wanted to write a meta on it, but I just haven't. And there's no real reason why, except I'm just like, well, I wasn't thinking about it at the time, and so when I'm thinking about it, like, I have to do it at that moment so I don't forget and just, like, out of mind. So as soon as an episode airs, I'm like, yeah, I gotta write something about it.
And speaking of which, you need to come back when season 9 comes on.
Sure. Yeah. If you love me that much.
You're alright.
I'm alright.
We're just kidding.
No, whatever.
I think you're one of the most. I think I've had like, you're one of the most fun people to like talk to and actually like speculate with that we've had so far. You're one of the really, really good ones.
Thank you.
Yes.
No offense to the past. No offense to the past guests.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. I think honestly, I think that everyone we've had so far has been great in different ways, and we have a great lineup. Also, for all of August, honestly.
Yeah. So.
And what character? Well, I guess you tend to focus on Dean a lot. I've noticed.
I really like Dean because he's a very interesting character.
Yeah.
Sam's starting to be more interesting to me because in the very beginning, I really did not like Sam. I didn't like where they were going with Sam. I hated soulless Sam. Nothing about Sam appealed to me, and now he feels like he's normal again, like season 1, season 2 Sam. And he's starting to feel like Sam again, which really makes me interested in Sam more. Like, this entire season 8, I was really interested in what Sam was doing, besides just Dean. But I also think Jensen's a great actor, and he gets Dean's emotions off really well, so I'm like, I really focus on Dean of the two brothers.
I will say Soulless Sam was the hottest Sam to ever come out of any of the Sams that have been featured in the show. That's the only thing. That was Soulless Sam's only redeeming quality for me. He was just so attractive. I feel like all the other Sams were so puny compared to him. Just like the first time you see him and he's doing the workout thing in the hotel room, and I almost died of like a heart attack. But yeah, I totally agree with you on Sam being himself more this season than he has in any other one.
Yes.
And I feel like that also can translate into Dean too.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
Which brings me to the next question.
Yes.
What are your thoughts about all the character development on Dean and Cass this season?
Well,
seeing that you chronicled the whole season.
I know I chronicle seasons like 6. I do hope for something there. Right now anything is up in the air, but I really think that they will resolve the issues that they still had at the end of season 8, because they did. They didn't really end on a good note. And
the way like Dean was like treating Cass towards the end, like,
I mean, they really had
he was angry at him, but he didn't want him to go. Like, obviously, he was angry and upset and hurt, but he wants to talk about it.
Yeah.
Because, or else he would just like kick Cass out in the street, just like beat it.
Yeah.
But he didn't want him. He told him to stay. And that's one of the things he's hurt about, is that he keeps leaving and Dane's just like, stay.
Yes. And I really hope they can work through just this whole, like, issues that they have. And it's obvious that they can talk about things in front of each other, because they have. Like
in Hunter Heroicy.
Yeah, they show that specifically in season 7 multiple times, that they can sit there and they can talk to each other face to face with nobody else there. Like, they just open up to each other. It's really interesting. So, I really hope that they can sit down and talk about this, especially now that Cass will have real human feelings that he's dealing with all the time, and he'll have to confront Dean and maybe say, like, Dean, I finally understand why you feel the way you feel, because I suddenly feel it too. Like, the whole, like, I'm using my anger so I don't look like super, sad and caring and soft and gooey.
Yeah. I like that, because at first it sort of confused me why Dean seemed to be the one who would want to start a conversation, but Cass would be the dismissive one. I thought it would have been the other way around. But then I remembered he's an angel, and he doesn't quite have a grasp on emotions yet, which is why the human thing really excited me.
Yes. I mean, I could have seen this one coming. Like, Cass needed to become a human just because he's too powerful. He's too much of a Deus Ex, which we can't have in the show. Like, it was getting to the point where even in, like, that one where they were with Kevin, and he even comes up and he's, like, all, like, exasperated, and he's just like, give me the list, I'll get what we need. And it's just like, why aren't you asking me? I'm a flipping angel. I can pretty much do whatever you need me to do. And it's like, that's how, like, it feels too. So if you want Cass to have character development, you need to put him in a situation that he has to deal strongly. And being human is a situation he has to deal with a lot. So
yeah. What do you feel about, like, Dean independently?
Dean independently?
Yeah, like his character development.
Oh, well, as long as it keeps going the way that it did in season 8, I'm going to be just fine. Yeah. Like, I
really loved Lark and the Real Girl because it's just...
It was a great Dean moment, and even in Everyone Hates Hitler, where he was actually, like, kind of okay with a dude hitting on him. He kind of, like, closed himself up, and he was like, all right, yeah, maybe I can do this. And just seeing himself finally come into who he is, finally no longer being haunted by this memory of his father and what his father expected of him, and, like, coming back from purgatory, being cleansed of those feelings, I think he has nowhere to go but up. Mm-hmm. So.
All right. Well, I think that's it for the questions, and I think we're gonna try to get to these inboxes.
Hold on. I forgot to mention something that we should have put on the agenda. It is something that I recently came across when I think it was over last weekend or something, or it was at some point. I know someone sent us a submission, a really long sort of submission about. About a supernatural musical and how they really thought that how this woman wrote basically an album of songs based off Supernatural. Me, I was very, very interested in this because I had never heard it before. So I went and I looked it up, and I went because she's selling the album. It's for, like, you can get it for like $1. I had Mapal buy it for me. So I bought it, and I listened to every single song, and it was amazing. Though she can sing very well, and the songs are written, and the words are just amazing. I'm going to take the Profound Radio thing away, and it's going to be over here, away from the thing. And you're going to see this folder right here. It is called the album is called Just Cause by Elizabeth Smart. Her Tumblr is, I think it's Just a Ladybird.
Yeah, it is.
Shannon, after the show, you can help me with this and write links.
Oh, no, I think it is What Ladybird.
Yeah, What Ladybird.
Yeah.
Her name is it's What Ladybird. You can find, I'm pretty sure you can find all of the links to everything on her blog, but if not, you can just message me and I'll post the links of, like, the Band Smart page. But here, I'll open it up. You can look in and you can see there's certain things, like there's the Castiel song. I'm not sure if I can play it to where you guys can hear it, just because I'm wearing headphones, and if I take them out, then it'll get really, really echoey, and I'm pretty sure y'all don't want that.
And don't you have to, like, pay for it?
I'm not sure if you have. I think you do have to pay for it. I think you can download each of the songs individually, but I would recommend not doing that because, seriously, guys, this is an amazing bunch of songs. I'm serious. You've got the Castiel songs, you've got the Winchester song, you've got songs that focus around Destiel, you've got songs that focus around Sam. There's really just a lot. Hold on, I accidentally exited out of it.
I haven't been seeing it on the screen.
Huh?
I haven't been able to see it on the screen.
See, there's quite a lot of them. They're all sort of you go down and you see them, and they're really, really good songs. And to a lot of Castiel fans, you guys would love the Castiel song. It's amazing. We're going to post the links to where you can go buy this from her band thing page. And it's only $1, and you can donate more, but I asked her about it, and she was like, oh, I would really love the publicity, I would really love all that, so seriously, she worked really hard on this. It'd be really awesome if you guys could support her. Check them out. You will not regret it. It's awesome. Amazing.
Just do it.
Yeah.
Do it.
Do it.
Be ghetto about it, too. Do it.
Do it, son.
Don't be a hood rat like Kaleb, though.
I'm a hood rat.
So are these going to be like rapid fire questions?
Yeah. Actually, they're not really. They're not really. I think they are questions that we can sort of give sort of a rapid fire sort of thing to it.
Cool.
All right, so why don't you lead it, Shannon?
Oh well. Hold on a second, Kaleb.
Rapid fire. Let's go.
All right, fine. I'll do it.
No, I'm doing it. Shut up, Kaleb. Shut up, Kaleb. Shut up, Kaleb. Okay, is there any new info on the SPN Gossip Anon post from this week? I know the title episode has been released. I think we already covered that, so that's good. It was from Obsession is I'll let Kaleb read that. We got another one from the same person. Did we see any artifacts besides the Spear of Destiny when Dean was going through boxes in the bunker? Because I think we'll see the spear again. They made too big a deal on showing the name of the spear itself for it not to be important sometime.
The URL is Obsession is a perfume.
Oh. Okay. I feel like you probably have a good point that generally when they bring in something like that, and they don't show it, it's either because bad writing or because they're going to show it again later. So let's hope they show it again later and it's not bad writing.
Like a lot of meta letters type stuff in this next season, so I think we're going to get around to the Spear of Destiny.
I hope we see the spear again because it's a really cool active art that I really like. Yay.
Anon asked, this is our Gabriel masturbation Anon. I don't know why you call yourself that. I don't remember ever getting a question about Gabriel's masturbation.
Wait, you guys don't remember Gabriel masturbation Anon?
I remember Gabriel masturbation Anon. I just don't know why Gabriel masturbation Anon calls his or her self Gabriel masturbation Anon.
Because it's creative, Shannon.
Because now it's more such a shock factor, you will always remember it.
Yeah, exactly.
Now it's more likely. What outfits would you like to see Cass in? I would love to see him in jeans and badly fitting, colorful hand knit jumpers.
Leather jacket.
I would want to see Castiel wearing a lovely summer frock.
I'd like to see him wear like a leather daddy outfit, to be honest, but that's just me. But realistically, did you see how hot Misha was in just like those really brightly colored button-ups?
Let's just not talk about that because that was a crime against humanity. So
I would really like to see
him at San Diego Comic-Con.
I would really like to see Castiel in a sort of nurse roleplay with light domination.
Silven is having an aneurysm.
She's like hyperventilating.
Sorry.
And our last.
I can't.
What would you like to see? Did you say anything, Silven? What would you like to see?
I said leather jacket.
Yeah. I haven't said anything yet because I'm really bad with fashion. But anything that has to deal with rolled up sleeves, maybe rolled up sleeves would be nice. Yeah. I mean, even if it's just like flannel. But mostly shirts that are novelty tees that you could like find in like a Goodwill. Maybe a shirt that goes over them, but maybe bad rock and roll or bad like pop culture references.
I like an AC/DC t-shirt.
Yeah. Oh. I would like to see biker boots and just jeans.
Biker boots and leather jackets. There we go.
I still maintain that Castiel should wear a lovely, bright summer frock that is belted at the waist. Just saying.
Let's put him in a bonnet.
Yeah, and we have one last anon that is apparently they feel offended by our accuracy of this.
Of what?
I don't know at what point they were offended.
I know what they were talking about when you talked about Adam, and you were apologizing to Adam fans just in case you offended anyone. Yeah, that was then.
Oh, they were saying they were offended by my accuracy. Oh, it's a compliment that's disguised as an insult.
Yes.
They're being sarcastic.
Oh.
And we got an otter submission. So.
Ooh, I want to put it on the cam. It's so cute.
We got an otter?
We got an otter.
We have received an otter.
You will see it on the thing.
It's not like a gay man otter. It's like a real otter.
There's a gay man otter?
Like a little river otter that looks adorable and goes, mew.
Do you know that otters actually sleep holding, hands or paws?
Because they don't want to drift apart.
So that they don't drift apart. It's so
cute.
Yep,
that's sea otters. Sea otters land sleep. They have to hold on to each other in kelp. They tie
so if they let go while they're asleep, when they woke up, you could say they drifted apart.
Aww.
No.
Time's drifting us apart. It's like a bad Bill Nye the Science Guy pun right there.
Like
Bill Nye the Science Guy. Bill Nye the Science Guy.
I'm sorry.
I love Bill Nye the
Science Guy has nothing to do with Supernatural.
Does it? Kayla, stop! So that is the lovely otter submission we got from Cass has the police box. Ooh, Cass, you should really give that back. The doctor's going to be pissed.
Have you put it up yet? Because I don't see it in the chat.
I'm not seeing it either, and I'm very sad because I can't see the otter.
I did put it up.
Yeah, I can see it.
Yeah, it was up. I know it was.
Like, what kind of otter was it? Was it a sea otter, a river otter?
I don't know. It was an otter.
Oh, okay.
I don't know the different types of otters.
I do, so it's just...
Well, here, I'm just going to publish it.
Yay!
Yeah, publish it.
Up there. It's published.
Fantastic.
I don't know what's wrong with you guys, with your guys' thing, because it's working.
I think our broadcasting is, way behind in the chat. Because I just, unmuted the chat room, and we're, talking about something we talked about, a little bit ago.
Oh, no. Oh.
Oh, well, I published the otter. We can all see it.
Okay, it is currently 4:01. Mm-hmm. And I think it is time for us to...
It's time to go.
Night, Vale.
Go away.
Night.
Good night, Vale. Good night.
Cecil Baldwin. Okay. We have...
So thanks for being here, Lauren. We had a lot of fun.
Thank you, Lauren.
Thank you for the new Purgatory headcanon.
Thank you.
Yes.
You're very welcome.
It was really cool. I had so much fun talking to you about that.
Yeah, I mean, I thought I had work this afternoon, so I'm really glad I actually didn't, and I got to be here. So,
glad you were here too.
So thank you for inviting me onto the show.
We were pleased to have you. You were great. Seriously.
Okay. And we hope you can come back.
Yes.
At season 9, because that'll be interesting.
Season 9, you mean season fine?
Fine.
Season divine.
Season divine. Season 9.
Season grenine.
Season 9.
That's what everyone's going.
9. There's too many things you can do.
Alright, bye.
Okay, bye everyone.
Bye, everyone.
We love you.
Okay.